Yep, she might sit right behind you. I'm sure she might. Come on. Yeah. Not behind you?
Sorry, yes, that's why I'm comes up here.
There's enough. There she is. Okay. Hey.
Okay, do you want to sit next to Mum? Sit next to Mummy. Sit on Mummy's neck.
Just let him go and see who he wants to go and see Jet. Now you can probably sit. They need 6 with 4 mirrors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just grab that seat maybe and bring it to the side. There'll be maybe a couple of seats.
Smarter, not higher. This one.
Please just ask that everybody has their cell phone on silent or off.
What are we doing standing up?
Please be seated.
Should I be over there with them?
Sorry. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Donna, where you have. Good afternoon. My name is Susie, and on behalf of Donna, Annie, Dean, Andrew and Chris, I would like to welcome you all here today as we gather to celebrate the life of Sandra Irene Purdie, fondly known to us all as Sandy or Frog. Following Sandy's service, you are all warmly invited to stay here in the hall to support each other, spend some time over refreshments, sharing your memories and your stories as we keep Sandy's memory alive. There is also a memorial book just out in the hall. You are invited to write your messages as a record of your presence here today. Today is one of life's difficult but special occasions, a time of immense sadness, but also a time to celebrate and honour the memory of the life that Sandy lived. There will be sorrow and tears, and that is as it should be, as tears are a sign of grief, and there is only grief when we lose something we value, someone who holds a special place in our lives. When a loved one dies, the grief we feel can be pretty intense, and we wonder how the feeling of loss is still there. However, by sharing the grief and our memories, we manage to get through these sad times. So while there will be times when you each need your own space, I ask that you acknowledge the loss and continue to give your love and support over the coming weeks, indeed the months ahead, to those who may need it, be they family or friend, as they adjust to the gap in their life. Today we gather as family and friends of Sandy to celebrate and remember her life. Sandy was born in Waitara on the 31st of March 1963 to parents Ian and Colleen Purdie. She was the second eldest of a family of 4, with sisters Donna, Annie and brother Dean. Sandy started school at Waitara Central Primary School and then went on to Manukarihi Intermediate and then on to Waitara High School. Sandy played cricket at school, however, most of her school reports stated could try harder. She was a handful for Mum and Dad, always in trouble. She always ran away, but only as far as the letterbox. Sandy was a wild child, a fireball with a short fuse, and when she was angry, it was wise to run for the hills. Her siblings reckon she should have been a redhead. But Sandy was always the first to help people. She was always brought home the waifs and the strays, be they people or animals. She had a massive knack for reading people and was a great judge of character. She was loving, giving and happy. After she left school, Sandy worked at Horton's Bridal, a fabric and gown shop, as a sales assistant, and then went on to work at the Farmers Trading Company. Sandy moved to Huntly in 1981 to be with her partner Andrew. They were happy to bring their son Chris into the world and lived happily there for 40 odd years. During that time, Sandy managed the mobile service station and cleaned at the local joinery factory. About this time, Sandy was diagnosed with COPD, which left her with breathing difficulties, and she decided to leave work and take on the caregiving of a close friend in New Plymouth. This kept her busy for about a year. Then Sandy decided to move in with sister Annie here in Te Aroha. And recently, Sandy and her brother Dean got themselves a house together. She did not quite have the house in order when her health deteriorated and she started to struggle. And unfortunately, that struggle eventually took her life. Sandy had a passion for fishing, and her family remember the many fishing expeditions they took together. That love stayed with her into her adult life, with many fishing trips being had. One memorable trip saw Dad catch a barracuda, which he put on the bench at home, warning the kids not to touch it as it had extremely sharp teeth. However, when he wasn't looking, Dean put his fingers in the fish's mouth and Sandy smacked the mouth shut and the teeth ripped into Dean's fingers. The blood was everywhere. Another memory was when the girls rode their Auntie Molly's horse called Freckles on the top of a steep ridge with no reins and no saddle. The horse got spooked by a flying pheasant and took off, with Sandy and Donna screaming their heads off, holding on to no avail. The more they screamed, the more the horse kept running, and eventually they fell off, with Sandy stating, "I'm never going to ride that horse again." Annie remembers when Sandy and herself used to sneak into the toilet for a sneaky smoke. Little did they know that Mum and Dad were standing outside watching the smoke waft out the window. Sandy also enjoyed crafts and sewing. She loved animals, had a pet possum at one time. Her love of frogs got her the name Frog, and she loved her dog Dodge and her many pets over the years. Sandy was so proud of her son Chris, who was the apple of her eye. Sandy was very much loved by all her friends and family and will be very sadly missed. Our reading today is called Take Them With You. If someone you love did not make it on that trip, you can take it for them, with them. If someone you love did not witness that milestone, you can show them anytime you like. If someone you love did not get to do their living, you can finish those dreams on their behalf. The beautiful thing about love, you see, is that death need not stop life. If you carry someone in your heart, you can take them with you anywhere you like. I'm just going to ask the family if they would like to come forward and say their tribute to Sandy.
Kid up here. If I got to stand here, you do too. Drop me in it. No, she just dropped me in it to do it. Hang on, I have to find my notes now. She's in my shopping list. Sorry guys, I just had to give myself a few notes and I put her in with my shopping list for some reason. I have no idea why. I'm Donna, I'm Sandy's older sister. Our younger sister Annie and our youngest brother Dean. Thanks so much for coming, it means a lot. Just a few more childhood memories that I thought of last night. Where our house was, we had a playground out the back and we all used to play out there with all the neighbours' houses used to back onto it, and we'd go out and we'd all play cricket and baseball and things like that. And Dad would be out there with us all and all the neighbours' kids, trying to supervise. I think he was the biggest kid of the lot, but we had great times. We had such a lovely childhood, really, when you think about it. We were so lucky. We didn't have a lot of money, and now we had a one of those totem tennis things, but Dad made it out of a tent pole and a bit of string and a tennis ball, and I think we used cricket bats to whack the thing backwards and forwards. So we spent a lot of time whitebaiting up the Mokau and going up the Waitongas for freshwater cray. We would all drive up. There were 6 of us, and sometimes we'd have an add-on, and we'd stop on the way and scrape possums up off the road and put them in the back of the station wagon for some reason. Bait.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know they were for bait, but they stunk. And I remember Sandy and I both got a bike each. It was a low line. Our pop had the bike shop, and then our uncle took it over, and we both got these bikes. We just loved them. Mine was blue, Sandy's, of course, purple. So, yeah. But we both played cricket for school, and I actually forgot she was in our cricket team, so I probably was trying to forget on purpose, but never mind. I think that's about all. Just thank you all again, and I just really, really need to thank Anthony, my daughter's partner, because he's put together the photos and the slideshow for us, and he's spent quite a few hours trying to do that.
So, but just thank you all so much for coming. So that's all. That's all I've got to say. Do you want to say anything?
I want to thank you all for coming too.
I wanted to thank St.
Some of you
John's,
come
yeah.
from a long way, and just respect to our sister. So thank you. The guys here at St. John have done a lot of work for us in the last couple of days, and I just want to
Thank them.
extend my heartfelt thanks to my St. John family for having my back again. So thank you very much. And just to say that, you know, I just reconnected with Sandy in the last year, 10 months, when she came to live with me. And I really, you know, we hadn't seen each other for quite a while. I didn't realise how alike we were until we started living together. Just our mannerisms and everything, it was really strange. But I enjoyed living with her. It was a pleasure. And I'm going to miss her.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss you.
Alright. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Do you want mine?
Andrew, want to speak first? He won't.
No, I'll just come up with the one what I wanted to say.
Is somebody, I'm reading this.
Yvonne's got some reading she'd like to do. You can write. You want Susie to read it? Or Yvonne. No, I'm not going to. Actually, you can read mine. Okay. I was going to do it.
So I'm reading. Would you like me to read your words?
If you could.
I'm Yvonne and I'm Andrew's sister and
My
Christopher's auntie. And Sandy's my sister from another mother. And my sister-in-law. First I'm going to read Andrew's words because it's a bit of a struggle for him to get through it. Hello everyone. Welcome and thank you for coming to celebrate the life of the woman I loved for 40 years. I first met Sandy at my sister's place in New Plymouth. My sister said, you should come and meet my spunky flatmate. Did I?
You did.
Which I did, and quickly fell in love with this gorgeous little firebrand. And I ended up moving in with them while working on the Think Big Energy project of 1983. After a couple of years, we moved to Huntly, and in 1986, we're blessed with a son who we all know as Chris. This beautiful lady stood by me through thick and thin. She was a good mum and an awesome wife. She was a free spirit and loved the outdoors. She would come out duck shooting with us, sloshing through mud, blackberries and gorse in the swamps, and crossing the Waikato River in my homemade punt in the fog, rain and frost. Her love of fishing was immense, as was her love of whitebaiting and just the outdoors in general, which leads me to the present day. We were separated for the last couple of years, and our love for one another remained strong until her end. Through pain, addiction, and my every affliction, you did not let me down. Love you forever, my beautiful little frog. Well done, Andrew. Hey.
Thanks, sis.
Now, I've got a few words of my own. They're a little bit longer. But this
She's
is
good at it.
But this is a shortened version. Okay. I met Sandy 45 years ago in 1979 when we both worked together at Farmers Trading in New Plymouth. I had a vacancy for a flatmate and Sandy asked if she could move in. She was only about 16 years old and freshly left home. Her mum and dad came to move her in, and her mum Colleen gave me my riding instructions because I was the oldest. She told me to make sure Sandy didn't waste her money, make sure she saved her money, and make sure she didn't do drugs or alcohol. Needless to say, Froggy had a mind of her own, and I failed on all 4 counts.
Ain't that the truth?
A year later, I left for a 9-month big OE and I entrusted Sandy with the care of my dog. And that's the biggest compliment I could pay anybody. And she did a great job. She always had a real love for dogs. When I returned, Sandy had moved into a new flat and had made the lounge into a bedroom for me. And so began the flatting days in earnest. She was a fun lover, a music lover, a people lover, and she loved parties, especially fancy dress. One time we did a pub crawl through every pub in town with her dressed as a hairy gorilla. She sweated her butt off in that costume but refused to take the head off because she didn't want anyone to guess it was her. Wouldn't have been hard, as we were two little short asses joined at the hip who never went anywhere without each other, and one of us wasn't dressed up. At one point we decided we were chubby, so we went on all sorts of crazy diets and ended up chubbier. Much hilarity with us lying flat on the bed trying to pull our jeans zippers up with the old coat hanger trick, followed by lots of laughter as we rolled off the bed and our jeans were too tight to get off the floor. And then my brother Andrew turned up to visit from Huntly and he stole her away. And we simply became family. She called me Sister Morph and Sis, and she became Frog. There were many catch-ups over the years. I especially enjoyed the Raglan and Ruapookie ones, Sandy being a keen fisherwoman and lover of the outdoors. Their friends became my friends. Some of them even came down to New Plymouth for my wedding, resulting in the wedding venue owners vowing to never hold a wedding there again. When passing through Huntly, I'd stop at the petrol station that Sandy managed, and she'd come out for a chat and a ciggy break, and I'd always ask if it was wise for her to be smoking near the petrol bowsers. There was so much to love about Sandy. Her beautiful hair, her fine taste for silver jewellery, rings on her fingers and bells on her toes, her boho chic style and that smile that lit up a room. She had a grace about her, and she was kind, loving and very forgiving. She loved the simple life, and she was cool as a cucumber until she wasn't. One time many, many years ago, when we were very, very young, we had a punch-up over a boy. She won the punch-up and the boy. I thought I was feisty, but she was feistier. Push Froggy's buttons at your peril. Love doesn't always come neatly packed in a box and tied up with a ribbon. When Sandy left mine to move to Annie's, she told me New Plymouth felt like home to her and she loved the mountain. But one of the best things about moving up to Annie's was she would be closer to Andrew and Christopher. Through thick and thin, hell and high water, in sickness and in health, and for better or worse, Andrew and Chris were the love of her life. Notwithstanding her darling four-legged baby Dodgy. Sandy is on a journey of inner peace. She had this in her grasp when she sadly ran out of time in this life. But I see you now, Froggy, in your little cottage by a beach, with a sewing room, a dream catcher over your bed, surrounded by your plants, sitting on your sun-drenched front porch with Jed and Bronx at your feet. And you've taken Stevie Nicks' Landslide off the turntable because now it's time for your favourite song from back in the day, Tom Petty's Refugee. With your coffee with 3 sugars and your small bong and your large ashtray. Go well with love, my girl. It's been so missed.
Beautiful, thank you, sis.
Well done.
Thank you. I've just got a little reading that Chris wrote about his mum. My mum. There has been no woman that was more important to me than my mum. She was my dad's love, a sister, an auntie, a great auntie, and as I'll repeat, an even greater mother. I don't think there was that much my mum wouldn't go out of her way to do for me. I have a great many memories of mum, mostly all of them good. The way mum taught me manners and empathy for others has always stuck. helping those in need, to the kindness and respect we should show to the animals of our world. I don't know if many knew Mum once had a possum, and or that she would feed fantails from the palm of her hand when I was young. Sandy, my mum, was there for a great many people. She impacted a lot of lives, almost a second mum to some. You all know who you are. She was the most amazing lady ever, and I shall love and miss her always. She will always be in my heart, the same as she was here in life. She'll live on in my own memories, and I love my mum forever and always, till it's my turn to meet the Maker. I love you, Mum. I've also got another reading from a very close friend that couldn't be here today. She's still in New Plymouth, and I'd like to read that from Raylene. Hi everyone, I am unable to be here today to farewell my best friend Sandy. I am watching on live stream. My heart and thoughts are with Annie, Donna, Dean, Andrew and Chris, and all her friends and family on this sad day as we say goodbye to our beloved Sandy. Sandy, I was there to hold your hand as you left our world, as you held my hand many times. We have been on many adventures over the 30 years we have known each other. You loved doing roadies with me, as we would never know where we would end up. She wasn't the best navigator, let me tell you. Like the time we headed to Whirianga for the weekend. Off we go, got to Kopu, looking for the turn-off. However, there was a stock truck in front of us. While chatting, 10 to the dozen, the truck turned left and we kept going straight. Then somehow we ended up in the Krangahaki Gorge. Now we were lost. Decided to head back the way we come, ended up back at Kopu. We were back on track again and headed left at the turn-off where the truck turned off. Finally got to Whirianga and was rewarded with a lovely apartment overlooking the marina. We had a fabulous time. I always made sure the petrol tank was full before we'd go anywhere, just in case. When I got sick and was waiting for a liver transplant, you were at my side all the way. Every day you would visit me after work to make sure I was okay, and you kept my spirits going. You made sure I kept my hospital appointments even when I didn't have the energy to go. You gave me encouragement and support when I was about to give up, and kicked my butt when I needed it, as you were not giving up on me. That was 10 years ago now. I got my liver, and you were there to pad my open scar as it healed. Your love and devotion to caring for me, I can never repay you for what you have done for me and Craig. He thanks you for being here for him and me. There are many memories that we had together. Thank you. Thank you for being my best friend. It's been an honour and a privilege. Thank you for the laughs we had. There were many. Thank you for your caring and support. Thank you, the memories you have given me. You are my best friend with a very kind heart. You are forever in my heart. I will miss you very much, my little frog. And another, this is a poem from a close friend. To Sandy, I thought you were brave when you'd hang out the toilet window smoking while your family sat in the lounge watching TV and joking. I thought you were brave when you lit up a smoke while we walked to the school dairy. When we got busted, you laughed like it was a joke. I thought you were brave when you said yes, we'd play in the school cricket team. We did play and laughed till we screamed. I thought you were brave when you wanted to leave school, but they all said no. You went to town and got a job and said, watch me go. I thought you were brave when you smacked that boy in the head. You'd hit me, his skateboard. Remember that word you said? I thought you were brave when you moved down home again. You got to see the mountain each morning and smile. You loved it. It had been a long while. I'm grateful I got to have you as a friend. Just know I loved you and death isn't the end. Sandy, my sweet, bravest friend, from Kath. I now invite anyone who would like to share a memory of Sandy or why she was significant to you to come forward.
April, friend of Annie's and Donna's and Dean's. I first met Sandy when I went to work at Huntley ambulance station, and she says, "Oh, my sister works at the mobile garage, go and see her." And we became firm friends. We didn't see a lot of her, but she's been a great help to me with my husband, who has been diagnosed with cancer. So her and Annie and everybody have been great supporting me. So I've just written a little poem. I'll read it. There's an angel on our shoulder, though we'll never hear her sing. You know she keeps us safe and warm and close beneath her wing. Our angel does not play a harp or rest in clouds all day. She's much too busy guarding us from harm's way. She will rejoice in our life's success and weep when we're in pain. She will pick us up when we have failed and help us try again. So tonight we'll say a prayer for her and thank those above for lending us our Sandy to lead us with her love.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. We love it.
I'm Tash. I'm Sandy's eldest niece, Donna's daughter. I didn't really plan on saying anything so badly. I think Dino asked me the other day, "Oh, did I have any funny stories of Auntie Sandy?" And I honestly couldn't really think of anything. It was just more her laughing at my stupidity over the years. But I do remember as kids, me and my family lived in Perth. We moved there. I was only about 2. But we would come back quite often to visit, and I think that made it, and still does make it a lot more special when I spend time with my family. And I remember us going fishing. Andrew and Sandy took us fishing, and she taught me how to pee off the side of the boat. And I can say that was the last time I think I ever peed off the side of the boat. And Christopher and my brother Cole were around the same age, and they used to hang out all the time, so obviously I wasn't included. I was a bit younger and a girl. So I think when we came over, just me and Cole, by ourselves, Auntie Sandy took me out. We went to the beach and got some shells and we just made some candles together. Yeah, it was just a nice memory I have with her. They were ugly candles, but yeah, that was just something that she did for me, so that I had something to do. You guys were killing birds or whatever it was you were out doing. Yes, but I think on behalf of me and all my cousins and Purdie, she was a great auntie. We really loved her, and we're just really glad she got to meet her great nephews, Jet and Atlas, over there. Had to only come back a few months ago to support my Auntie Annie. She's having a bit of a tough time. But I know she's had a lot of support, so I just wanted to thank everyone that's been supporting her and our family. And again, my partner Anthony for doing the video. It's a bit long, guys, so we had a lot of photos to go through.
So I've been in Aussie for the last few years, so I think really good to spend time with Auntie. But when I came back, I just remember her being just the happiest ever. When I was younger, obviously we spent a lot of time with Chris, Sandy and Andrew. Obviously you'd get there and lift the covetous off to the bedroom so they could have the lounge, but I always got a hug. and I remember I used to squeeze a wee out of me every time before we went there because the toilet seat used to bite my bum, and I remember Auntie Sandy telling me to harden up one day, and she picked me up and plonked me on the toilet. I don't know if I've still got a scar, but it bit.
Was it broke? It was the seat that was cracking
No,
or
it
something.
used to bite my bum. She sent me a message on Saturday morning asking me to come up because she wanted to have a chat to me just of what's going on with my cancer and everything. And I never went up and seen her. So I know she'll get the message through to me somehow. But thank you guys so much for coming. And I'm so glad that I didn't go back to Aussie when I did. So obviously things keep happening to keep me here. So thank you guys.
Thank you, girls.
Hi, my name's Loki.
Little brother wrote something for Auntie Sandy, and yeah, just a bit shy.
I didn't know Auntie Sandy for long, but when I did, it was the funnest moments of my life, whether it was me, her and Dodge, or me, her and Ollie, laughing at each other to gifting me money to go down to the dairy. So it was very fun, so thank you Auntie Sandy, love you so, so much, bye.
Thank you, Loki. Well done. Bravo. Wow.
Sandy, be proud of you.
Well done, Bill.
Hi everyone, my name is Sandra. I've known Sandy, Chris and Andrew now for just over 20 years. We met them when they first moved into Glenhampton. Chris was just about to have his birthday and turning 18. And then that following year I got a job at the mobile where I worked with Sandy for 12 years.
Wow.
Sandy is also, and also the godparent to my son Case, who was born well after they moved in. And she was also my maid of honour. She was my best friend. I got to see her about 2 weeks before she left us, which I'm very grateful for. We've been on holiday and she wanted to see how our first cruise ever was. And she was so excited for us to go on that holiday. We've been waiting a long time for it. I miss her so much. But I hope that she's good. I hope that she's at peace. And I hope she doesn't hurt anymore. And to the family, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thanks.
You've lost the most beautiful person in the world. And I know you're hurting. And I don't think she wants you to hurt. But grieve when you have to grieve. Lean on people if you need to lean on them, because they've got your back. And just remember that she's probably a lot better off now and that she's at peace and she's not in pain anymore.
Yeah.
But she'll always be loved by all of us and just important to all of us. And we are very, very sorry.
No. Thank you, guys.
Oh, I'm Dylan, Sean, Tanya's son. I don't really know Sandy that much. Kind of grew up around getting brought up out there at a younger age, not actually growing up out there apart from one fella. It's got a real funny story about this fella. and Auntie Andrew and Uncle Sam. Yeah, these two. Like when he was younger, had this room, and his cot was right next to the window. One day, Uncle and Auntie called Mum and Dad and was like, "Hey, you guys missing anything?" Mum and Dad were like, "No, I don't think so, hey." This little fella at like the age of 3 or something jumped out the window and was over across the road like Uncle Andrew and Sandy's. By the time they realised, they're like, "Hey, are you missing anything too?" Bronx is over trying to get into my dad's dog. We're missing a child. It's like they'd high-fived on the road past like, "Yeah, Dad, you're it." It was just a funny thing. I just thought of it. It's just one thing that these guys have always been around and supported us. Sort of say something. I didn't think I was actually going to say anything. Well done. Much love, you guys.
Hi everyone, my name is Paige. This is my Nana. Always called her Auntie though, probably because she thought that was too old for her, so she's always been Auntie Sandy to me. When she was in Hartley, she worked at the mobile as you know, and I remember being, I don't know how old I was, but I was really little, and she'd always give me and my brother a lollipop at the gas station or something little cheeky before we left. Granddad would always go in and take us to go see her. Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you, Paige.
We used to live next to Andrew and Sandy when they were staying at Waikikuai. They were there for a number of years, so they were definitely family to us. Chris and us grew up together. Sandy was a real beautiful lady, a real firecracker. It's hard to think back of the memories, but I just know that every time I saw her, her eyes would light up and she'd give me a big hug and just made me feel accepted and loved, and it's sad to see her go. I didn't see her for over a year now, and even Chris was telling me the day of, saying that you shouldn't take for granted the people in your life and forget about, not that I forgot, but spend more time with the people that you love. So, sad.
Sandy taught me how to play backgammon. I was really, really little. I beat her. She didn't like it. She thought I cheated, and we never got to have another game again.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. She was never afraid to just tell you how she felt. I love that about her. Like, it didn't matter if it was going to hurt your feelings. If she needed to say it, she'd just say it. Her long hair was just mesmerised me as a kid. It was so long. It was like all the way down to the back of her legs, like crazy. I thought it was so beautiful. She always kept the house amazing. Like her little knickknacks and everything was just made it feel like a beautiful space to be in. And I think she created that for her family, for us too. Cause, like we did a lot of moving, and all the moving that we did, we always came back like to you guys. And it's like a real, yeah.
Still always here for you.
Yeah. We love you guys.
Love you guys. You all too. Thank you, God, brother. What's up? Thank you, guys. Same. Oh, I'm big. Hi, Peter.
Hey, Sandy. An orange ruffy here. There's always a frog.
We had a fishing group, and Annie, Faye, Kate, myself, Sandy, yeah, Kim, yeah, we're all orange roughies, and we wouldn't have caught any fish if it wasn't for the hash cookies and the bait that we used to put in there. I'm sure, like, we were loaded with fish. We caught the limit every day. We were in like the best competition with ourselves, but we always won, and we loved every bit of it. And just there was this amazing fishermen. I remember you guys going down to special spot down south of Port Waikato, and special spot no one else was allowed there. But yeah, Mr. Sandy, my neighbour as well, and yeah, you guys did some beautiful works. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Hello everybody. You guys all know me as Goffy. If you don't, you must be living in another world. I met Andrew and Sandy when I was a solo dad back in the 90s, somewhere around there. And Andrew became like an uncle to me and my kids. Sandy an auntie to me and my kids. When I was raising the kids, my daughter was only this big, and Sandy was her auntie. Sandy would go in and buy her training bras and stuff like this, you know, because being a male. So she took care of all that, and she became a great friend, like a sister to me. Andy, Chris, they're whānau to me, and I don't know what words to say except, well, Sandy's going to be missed by us all. But it certainly makes us think, don't take everybody for granted. They might not be here tomorrow. So kia ora whānau. Kia ora. Right.
A photo tribute to Sandy will be shown now. Please take a moment to remember her in your own way.
Get a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You get a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living. See, my old man's got a problem. Yeah, but the bottle, that's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working. His body's too young to look like his. My mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life than he could give. I said, somebody's got to take care of him. So I quit school and that's what I did. You get a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? We gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, I felt like I was drunk. City lights day out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. We go cruise and entertain ourselves. Still ain't got a job. Now work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter, buy a bigger house and live in the suburbs. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. I got a job that pays all our bills. We sell drinking late at the bar. See more your friends than you do your kids. I'd always hope for better. Thought maybe together you and me find it. I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. Take your fast car and keep on driving. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so you can fly away? You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs and voices echoed in the wells of silence, and the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out his warning, and the words that it was forming, and the sign said the words on the prophets are written on the subway walls, and tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
From the memories and stories that have been shared, we know that Sandy was valued and respected by her family and friends. Over her life, she held many roles in the lives of others. She was a loved daughter, sister, partner, mother, and friend. Sandy had many qualities, traits, and characteristics that will live in your memories. You will have so many memories to cherish of Sandy and the happy times that you've shared together. She will be warmly remembered by all those who love and respect her. I now invite you all to stand for the words of farewell. We give thanks for Sandy, who will live on in our memories. She will always remain in your family and in your circle of friends through the influence she has had on you and the special part she has played in your lives. Sandy's legacy will be found in every life she has touched and the memories she made with you. Remember her well. Sandy, leave this world surrounded by our love in the knowledge that your life has touched many lives and we are all the richer for knowing you. Go forth, Sandy, on your journey from this world, and may your journey now be restful. Go in love, and our love goes with you. Sandy, today we have spent time remembering you. We have celebrated your life with your family and friends. Now those closest in life are with you at the end. Your memory is with us now and will be a part of our lives in the future. Sandy, thankful for the life we shared with you. With tenderness, with love and care, we commit your body to be turned to ashes. The earth brings forth life and beauty. To the earth and its elements we return you. You will still be part of our world. You will always be part of our lives. In sadness for your death, but in great appreciation for your life, we say farewell. Rest now in the love of your family and friends. Sandy, rest in love and peace. I will leave you with some final words. Live now. Make now always the most precious time. Now will never come again. Continue to talk about your memories of Sandy. Think of her often and be gentle with yourselves as you feel her absence. And may peace and love surround you all today and always. As the final song is playing, you are invited to come forward to pay your respects to Sandy, placing a flower on her casket as a symbol of your love and remembrance. Can I have the pallbearers, please?